Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel for this Monday morning, afternoon or evening across the world where you may be at. And today I want to talk about autism, Christmas and change of routine. This is a topic that I personally experience. I've been experiencing it for the last 4 or 5 years now. Because usually what happens is my routine is I spend Christmas morning till Christmas evening with my mum. And then I used to go to my dad's and to see his half of the family. And the last 4 or 5 years, my dad has decided he wants to go on holiday abroad during Christmas, which has really upset me, distressed me, to a point where my routine has been kicked out the window. And I really don't find it well to adjust to it. It's taken me the last few years to try and get my head around it. I still can't get my head around it, if I'm honest. I still think him going on holiday is rather selfish. But there we go. But yeah, for autistic people, change and sudden change or out the blue change for any form of routine can be really difficult to process, whether that's mentally to process, sensory processing, auditory processing, or just an everyday situation. If you're used to doing a set routine for that many years, and yes, people might come at me and say, oh Gemma, grow up, you're an adult or whatever. Yes, I may be an adult, but I'm autistic. Like, my routine is set in stone usually. It is like for the last 30 odd years of my life, I've had the routine of going from my mum's Christmas Day morning till Christmas Day evening. Then I usually go to my dad's half of the family, but obviously this last 4, 5, 6 years I've learnt to adjust to not going to see my dad or my dad's half of the family, and it does really make me feel anxious and stressed out because again I have to learn to adjust to not seeing my dad and not seeing my dad's half of the family and being only at one place rather than going to 2 places, which in hindsight I guess is trying to help me, but again it does distract me and disturb me a little bit because I'm having to only be at one place and, you know, having to stay at one place, which obviously I don't mind staying at my mum's and whatnot. Like, I don't mind having time there with her and such, and her husband, he's absolutely lovely, but the thought of being only at one place and not being able to see my other family is quite upsetting, especially when I've had that option of seeing my dad and my dad's family and all of a sudden that being taken away from me. And it's horrible because I don't like change. I don't like the fact that I have to deal with this every single year, knowing around end of November, beginning of December, I'm going to hear the words, Gemma, I'm going away on holiday, and that really upsets me because he knows how much my routine matters to me, and then the fact he just decides he's going to go away on holiday, and, you know, yes, I know he's entitled to go on holiday, don't be wrong, I don't, you know, begrudge him on going on holiday, but it's just the routine side of things, the fact that I now have to go through a really unsettling period, being unsettled, I have to go through a period of being really lonely, and, you know, having my routine taken away from me, it's not helpful. You know, and now with the sad thing of not being able to see my nana either, because I'll see her passing away, so that's been taken away from me as well. So again, my routine now is affected because my usual routine of people is not there to see. Like, my nan's not here, my dad's not here, so again that routine has been taken away from me, and it is quite upsetting, and, you know, I don't like it. I don't adjust well to it, and yes, it's been the last 5, 6 years. Gemma should be used to it by now, you know. He goes away every year, Gemma, you know, it's the same thing. Yes, I know, but it's the fact that it's last minute. It's the fact that it's, oh, I'm going to have to be without my dad for 3.5, 4 weeks. I'm going to have to not see him, and, you know, as much as I know he enjoys going away on these holidays and being out of the country in hot weather and leaving us behind in the rubbishy, cold, rainy, sleety weather. I just don't like that either. The change of year is horrendous. It's just the fact that I have to be here and, you know, not really do much, but luckily I have managed to plan some form of a routine this time round, so I've managed to, you know, get last minute events to be invited to, and I've managed to accept a couple of last minute events which is going to fill my Christmas up. But again, it's the after Christmas, so from Boxing Day kind of onwards is when the anxiety, the loneliness will kick in, because obviously that's when I'll be back home And yes, I know you're home alone a lot, Gemma. You know, you spend most nights on your own. What's the big deal? Yes, the big deal is that I'll get home Boxing Day night or afternoon, and then, you know, it's like, oh, what do I do now? Because I have to go through being on my own again. I have to adjust to being without my dad, without my nan, without people to see, and it does get increasingly lonely. Yes, don't get me wrong, I do like my own solitude during Christmas time. I do like the parts where I can be by myself and, you know, let myself, you know, get over all the stimulation I've had, get over all the being at my mum's house, and then, you know, but again, I do like being around people, I do like being social. Again, I know that's kind of, people say, oh, you're being a bit hypocritical. Yes, it may come across that way, but I'm trying not to be, because, you know, I struggle to be myself at Christmas. Like, you know, I'm having to be the social mask person. I'm having to, you know, make sure that my behaviour doesn't change or that my attitude doesn't change, and I'm having to make sure that I be as polite as I can. And, you know, the fact that I'm not going to see much of my family at all this Christmas. It's like literally I'm only going to see my mum and maybe my sister and her twins and my nephew if I'm lucky. But, you know, it's heart-wrenching, because I don't like these changes. I don't like the fact I can't see my dad or see my nan, or, you know, because she's not here no more, and it's horrible. And I know that a lot of us are in the same situation. I know a lot of you are going to resonate with this, and, you know, I know that you'll be able to understand where I'm coming from. And I know this might sound like I'm just being a bit selfish or going on a bit of a tangent or rant, but, you know, I do struggle with this time of year because my dad's not here to spend time with. Yes, I know that I'll get to see him before Christmas, before he goes on holiday, but that's not the point. Again, I'm going to have to adjust to him, seeing him earlier rather than at Christmas, and then I'm going to have to not see him for 3.5 weeks, and then I'm going to have to adjust to, you know, wait until nearly the end of January before I can see him. So, you know, it's a bit frustrating, because I'm used to seeing him at least once to twice a week, and then to have that ripped away from me and having to wait like 4 weeks, it's not comfortable to me. And, you know, my anxiety's already through the roof, thinking, oh no, what am I going to do? Oh no, there's nothing to do. Like, where am I going to go? Like, what people can I see? And, you know, it's horrendous, because it's when my loneliness is going to pick up. It's going to be when I'm more anxious, I'm going to be more fidgety, you know, and I know this is a routine. I have to go through it every single year, the same thing. Like, my dad's not here because he's on holiday. I have to go through the loneliness period. I have to go through the heightened anxiety period. I have to go through feeling absolute rubbish because part of my routine is not here. And yeah, just let me know what you do to overcome it, whether you have coping strategies, whether you have a routine or something. Drop me some comments down below, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye guys.